G'day, you beautiful, awesome people, and welcome back to Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. A wondrous journey that we have just started. So in the previous episode, we began our story with a bit of a literature analysis on it, just kind of, give the whole backstory and a bit of a brief insight on what this game is going to be. So if you didn't see that, I suggest watching that video to kind of give you an idea on what this game is all about. So anyways, in this episode, we are going to continue on with the brothers' journey. Where is that going to lead us? I will not say, as it will probably spoil the journey. As you know what they say, it's all about the journey and not the destination. Alright, so we are a little bit out of the way of the tutorial area. We're still kind of in a tutorial-esque type of environment, where they are going to introduce us and briefly walk us through step by step on how some of the puzzles in this game actually work. So puzzle-wise, when it comes to this game, they're not overly complicated puzzles, and for good reasons too, because it kind of works in with the control scheme. It's already hard enough to control the brothers if you're playing a single player, but if you're playing multiplayer co-op, it shouldn't be all that overwhelming. Especially if your communication skills are great, but if they're not, you're going to have a little bit of a fun time with that. I honestly do want to try co-op sometime with this game, because I reckon it'd be extremely interesting. And while we've been talking about that, by the way, I hope you guys enjoy these beautiful farmland vistas that we are experiencing right about now. Please take the time to enjoy and soak in this peaceful, relaxing scenery, because believe me, where we're going in this episode, it's not so peaceful. Well, I mean, it's not overly hectic or anything like that. I kind of should probably emphasize that. But believe me, these peaceful tones, please don't get used to them, is basically all I'm trying to say. So enough of that. Let us interact with the environment. So first up is this bird that's been chirping in my ear the entire time I've been setting up this episode. So Naya is basically doing what I do every time I see a bird in a cage, whether it be at a zoo or someone's house. I whistle to it, or the best one is, dance cocky, dance cocky, dance cocky. Now, I'm not sure if that's just an Australian thing only, but there is a particular bird here in Australia that it's called a cockatiel, I do believe, or it's not a galah, I don't think. I think it's just mainly a cockatiel. And they're like, they can be quite often domesticated birds, or a lot of times they are actually pests. But you can train them to say or repeat things like parrots, but they're very limited vocabulary in how much they can learn. And then one thing you can also train them to do is dance. And by that, that normally command is dance cocky, dance cocky, dance cocky. And what you do is you kind of wave your fingers like, kind of like you're waving a wand around, and then they see that command, and then they start dancing or bopping their head too while you're singing dance cocky, dance cocky. They're kind of cute, but I will definitely emphasize this too if you do come to Australia, and if it is an Australian thing only. Don't stick your fingers in the cage. They hurt. They got big beaks, and if you got tiny fingers like I do, they can potentially bite them off. The beaks are quite sharp. They're not friendly birds. Even though I did say they are domesticated birds in some way, they're not friendly. Anyways, well, we definitely digress there, so I apologise for that. But yeah, Naik just comes along. His interaction is, open the cage up, let it free. I'm so sure that the owners of that bird are going to be so pleased. Alright, so here is kind of like, as I said, this is more of an introduction to how some of these puzzles in the game are going to run. So we've got this guinea pig wheel here, so if we were to put Naya in it, you'll see that when he starts running in the guinea pig wheel, the bridge comes down. The problem is though, if we were to send Naya over there, oh, yeah, of course, I've got to keep running, of course. The bridge will not stay down. If we were to try and pick up these sheep, because as you just saw, as soon as I stop running, that bridge goes up. Which means we need to grab one of these and put them in the guinea pig wheel instead. So for that, we actually need to put Nai in here. Since he can't pick up the sheep and he'll just pat them, we need to get the older brother, who is the stronger brother, to just pick up that sheep, which, by the way, that is one passive sheep when it comes to being lifted up. The sheep that I'm familiar with, when you pick them up, they'll be kicking and screaming. They don't do that. They kick, scream, and try and bite. Or they are very, very domesticated sheep. I just thought for a second I put him down the wrong way. So I was like, oh, the bridge ain't going down. Fun. But anyways, we get to continue along here and make our way further through the game. As you see up there in the distance too, we get to see, oh, something happened there. I didn't even realize that could happen. We get to see also where we've traversed previously as well. So that's where we ended the previous episode, with the hungry, bloodthirsty hound chasing us down. So that was like one of our first little mini bosses, and kind of a way also of like showing how to solve puzzles throughout this game using the two brothers. So that's really cool. That's also something that's very common in this game, is it'll love to show you where you've come from as a bit of a way, as very similar to the seats and all that throughout this game, as a way of reflecting upon where you've come from or where you're about to go, or just some very metaphorical stuff like that. And it is very welcoming, I will admit that, because it's like you as the player can see what exactly you have done throughout this game. But now we come across a bit of a interesting character here. And yeah, I really don't blame the boys. If I saw a crying troll like that, I would approach with caution. And this is where where my explanation in the previous episodes, like if you were to mute this entire thing, or even without English words, you can still understand what is going through the two boys, whether it be through their mind or what they're saying at this precise moment. You can tell right there that Naya's like, no, no, stay there, without saying too much. I don't think he said anything at all throughout that whole segment. I think he may have said one thing. But then Naya, you could also tell too, is like, hi there. Like, there's still that curious, naive type of childish nature there, where if they see something magical like this troll, for example, they would react in a very similar way, as to try, you know, and believe that there's nothing but good in the world. Even with Nai's very tragic pastime, he still sees a lot of good in the world because of that childish mindset that he has. So this is kind of like another puzzle-esque type of thing, where you get to see the boys interact with their environment, or how the environment interacts with the boys at this particular point. And we have another seat going on here, so I wonder what this seat reveals. It actually reveals, I think, where we are going. So this is our destination at this point, is that big mountain there, or rocky mountain, or caves. I think it's, if we're looking at a mountain, it either means we're going to be climbing the mountain, or we're going to go through some caves, just judging by some of those man-made, is that man-made platforms there on the mountain? I have my glasses on, I still can't see that. From my vision there, it does look man-made, and it looks like some type of mining operation going on throughout there. Alright, so enough of taking in those lovely vistas. We do have a troll that's kind of waiting on us at the moment, because I think, yep, he's saying, oi, come over here, come over here. See, he's kind of like, moving you along. Move, move, move. And then he'll do the same with Nai. And he'll place us up here. So with that, we just use our interact buttons on the respective side of the controller. Obviously the left for Naya, and then right for Nai. And now just climb along this ledge here. And that'll lead us towards the next point. And yeah, after that, the thing breaks. So I don't think we can fall down here. Yeah, there's an actual force, like a barrier kind of protecting us there. So we actually cannot fall down once that part, or something like that actually happens. So you'll find that a lot of destructive environment happens, and the troll is still following us. So I wonder how long our new buddy here, and by the way, he just like shoves out Nai as well. So if you leave your characters in his path, he will kind of shove them out the way. So now our friendly neighborhood troll here is going to make a bridge. How kind's that? I would never expected a troll. By the way, I'm pretty sure it is a troll. I could be wrong in my terminology here. It could also be an ogre, but I'm pretty sure it's a troll. Not a horror troll or anything like that. As I said, your friendly neighborhood troll at this point. I mean, even his design, it looks so like something believable in a way. He's got a couple of mushrooms on his back. He's got those earthly colors on him, like the browns and a little bit of saturated greens and all that. Even in his clothes and all that, it looks believable for like this type of environment. I'd almost imagine a troll to look like that. Alright, so we now got to climb up because we're going to follow the troll. And he's also now made another bridge for us. How sweet of him. So now I just want Naya to climb up a little bit more. So he's got the interaction of he's trying to reach for the cliff above him. And that's when we know we can, for some odd reason that happened. I don't know why, I'm pretty sure it might be a bug on the Switch, but I don't remember the PC doing that's for sure. I think I've already mentioned it, but the Switch does have a couple of issues with it, whether it be graphical or just control scheme wise. Every now and then you'll notice that the boys tend to clip through the ground, and it does kind of make them a little bit stuck and their movement kind of slows down quite a little bit. Those issues actually aren't present on the PC version from memory. I'm pretty sure this game's also available on the PlayStation Network as well, and that tends to be quite cheap as well. So if you want to pick it up on PlayStation, it's also available on there too. Alright, continuing on. Oh, look at that jump. What a madman. Or what a mad troll. Actually no, that makes him sound bad, and that was terrible. Why'd I do that? I accidentally dropped Nai to the ground. Up we go again! And by the way, you would not see me doing this because I have a general fear of heights, and I don't think that comes down to any past experiences. I've just naturally always had that fear of heights. Oh, we're climbing up here. Up we go. So I guess we just... Oh, that was weird. Normally he only does that. See, it's one of those little... Wow, the game's really glitching at the moment. I don't know why it's doing a couple of these. Alright, up we go. Alright, so where are we going now? Mr. Troll? Please direct us. Are we going down there? Are we going down there? Or are you gonna throw us? Are you gonna throw us, Miss? No, you're not gonna throw us, are you? I will say though, if that was me, I think I would have had a heart attack mid-jump. He would have landed both feet on the ground, and I'd be laying there limp, just unconscious, be like, and he would probably not be able to wake me up. Alright, so yeah, we're now in the cave system, and for that we're gonna need to have Nai grab onto Naya's back, and we swim. We're gonna swim on the other side of this tiny little lake here. Alright, so where exactly are we? I know we're definitely in a cave system, because, yeah, this is the entrance to a cave. So if you're claustrophobic, you would have been screwed here. Because we're going to climb through this tiny little gap that Naya can just make it through on his neck, like, without crawling. Right. Well, we're no longer in our friendly neighborhood village. We are far from home now. So time to explore this new area and see what wonders we find here. At the moment, it's quite watery, and, you know, it'd be very... actually, it wouldn't be all that scary in a way, but we do come across our first puzzle where, you know, if I actually did my control scheme right, I'd be able to bring Nai through there, and then we can now lift that door up with Nai to allow Naya through. So we're going to come across a lot of these particular puzzles where Nai will have to go ahead and leave Naya behind a little bit, and then they just meet up eventually because the puzzle kind of works like that. But before we go any further, let's just take a time to breathe in our environment. So you can kind of see here, the first thing you're going to notice is that big water wheel there. So there's going to be some type of probably a puzzle revolving around that particular thing. So another thing you can kind of tell too, even though like this cave system is completely natural, there has been some man-made movement going on here too. So kind of signifying that these caves are inhabited by something. And you've also got little fireflies there in the corner too, which is a very nice little touch to this type of little vista scenery too. So you got fireflies in the distance as well for a little bit of natural lighting, again for a little bit more realism there, a little bit more believability. You know, you walk into a cave, of course you're going to see some insect life there, inhabited by some insects, a little bit of water being run through, but of course seeing that there is like a man-made water pipe there going onto a man-made hydraulic wheel there. I think that's the term you use for it, where you're using water motions to create power of some sort, where it'd be electricity. Most times it's electricity, so I'm going to say I just had a stroke there, ignore me. Some type of playing safe there with like, it's probably correct, creating some type of power or electricity with the hydraulic system there. Alright, so having said that, that's kind of what we're aiming to kind of head towards, is going to be that water wheel. Very similar to how before we looked up at the mountainous area and was like, okay, that's probably where we've got to go, and we were correct. So first things first was we need to kind of figure out where we're going, and yeah, we did look straight at this wheel, and the brothers will need to interact with it, and it also acts as a bit of a ladder, which is very inventive in a way, and a very creative way of actually continuing on with our adventure, is to use the man-made wheel as a kind of a man-made ladder in a way, but not giving us like a straight up ladder. So you look at it and be like, oh, what do I do with this? But you wouldn't think of it straight away as like a platform or a ladder to another platform. So we also now make our way to something that is connected to that water mill, and that's this. So if we were to pan our camera across, you'll kind of tell that that is kind of where we need to go. The camera, I think, if you leave it naturally, will kind of ease its way over to that direction, so it kind of tells you, like, you know, that's kind of where you need to go. If you come over here, you got a little bit more exploration of like the environment around you. And if we were to come up here too, you would kind of learn too that this will eventually lead to a dead end, but we do need to explore this area because we have this honkin' big log here, and they make it very clear at this point in the game too, like what things you need to interact with, because, you know, it's kind of a bit weird, you know, seeing this on the ground and be like, oh, bit random. So in that case, what do you do if it's random? You interact with it. Alright, so who's played this game? Most likely with a couch, of course, where you've got to move a couch from one side of the house to the other, so I don't think we're gonna be making it through this corner, so beep, 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 beep. Alright, let's try this way. So we're gonna, you know, back our way here, then start turning along here, and then, oi, 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 go to the corner there, turn it around, and yeah, you're gonna see both the boys moving a little bit awkwardly because I ain't very good with this control scheme. Even with replaying this game, I'm still quite dreadful at it. Believe me, when we get to about chapter 4 or 5, you're gonna see how bad I am at this. Hopefully it's a lot better than my previous recording. But no, as you can see, we're slowly making our way through. Just gotta back Naya into this corner here, and we're gonna have Naya come along this way. Beep, 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 beep. That's the only thing, like, I don't know why I do that, but whenever I do reverse with a couch in my hand, I tend to always make that noise. I don't know if it's because I grew up with trucks doing that. But yeah, from there you do get a little cutscene, you slam that into that gear there, and someone on management is not going to be too happy that everything's just suddenly stopped. So away we go over to this side of the area. Alright, so we also got a checkpoint as well, so time to explore this area. If we, you know, can control properly. Come down here, and now we get met with a couple of these puzzles, which will become very common throughout the rest of this cave. So, if we come across here, and say we gotta turn this way, then go straight forward, slam that into that switch, and yeah, we've just got a drawbridge come out. Now if you just pull, and then turn this, that away, and then, you know, logic would say if we slam it into this switch, the other side of the bridge will come out, which is exactly what happens. That was a pretty easy puzzle, kind of a nice, easy push and pull puzzle there. Just a shame that the control scheme at the moment isn't as easy. So now, continuing on, we shall. Jump and a jump and a jump. Some more lovely fireflies giving us a little bit of natural light. Oh look, we're back at the wheel again. Except, there's just one problem. We kind of don't need to go down, we need to go up. So what does that involve? We need our big brother's strength here. Climb up. And up we go, but there's just one other slight problem. How are we going to get Naya up? There's no rope here to, you know, drop down to him, because there's not going to be a rope in every convenient area, is there now? So we need to get creative. How are we going to get our brother down from here? Well, lucky enough, there is a lever conveniently up there, so we're going to make Naya jump up there, and now Naya can easily just climb up. And that is how we do creativity in regards to getting the other brother up to a ledge. So it's not always like the same puzzle over and over again. You will get alternative, I guess, ways of a particular puzzle. So instead of just being a rope, we got a lever instead. And yeah, now you get to kind of see what this area really is, because there's some trolls down there, and they're mining. So this is a mining operation run by trolls. We can also come down here too and just explore this little area, and it's quite nice actually. So that even involves being able to paddle through the water. I don't think anything actually happens down here, not from memory anyways. You can just interact with it. What about if we go up here? Does no, nothing actually happens. Whoa, that was, sorry, I just had another mini stroke there. Just that, you know, actually. Yeah, ignore that. There is a seat up here, however, so we can kind of just observe this area. So let's do that and just, you know, breathe in this relaxing, tranquil scenery, because we got the dirty, dirty mines behind us, but yet we got this clean, very, very, oh man, I can't describe things at the moment. All I can say is very, very. Just ignore that pathetic description of this area. But no, it's meant to be a bit of a contrast between the dirty, dusty mines of the ogres and all that, and ogres, no, not ogres, are they? That was very ogre of me. That pun was dreadful. Where was I going with that? I don't even know myself. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. The trolls, I mean to say. And yet you come to this, which is very, it's man-made in a way, but still it seems very natural in a way. I know, it's like a very, oh my god, I can't think of words at the moment. I'm having strokes while I'm trying to say things, and then when I'm trying to describe things. Symbiotic is the word I am looking for. It's a very symbiotic relationship between man-made and natural, where they can almost work in harmony there together to create this contrast of beauty here. As I said, you've got the dusty, not very beautiful mines behind you, but yet the mines can still look very beautiful with this. That took so long to describe my thoughts. Thanks, brain. Brain and mouth not working at the moment. Please retry again in 15 minutes. Alright, we're going to continue through before I embarrass myself. As I said, it'd be very hard to believe that I used to analyze literature in the past, especially when I can't even describe a simple analytical point like that. That was absolutely disgraceful. I'm actually ashamed of myself at the moment. Boy, oh boy, that was done pathetically. Hopefully my point still went through. Oh, I didn't quite reach. My depth perception is also off at the moment too. This has been a lovely episode, by the way. Alright, next puzzle. Some chains, and we're going to be moving along with a kind of automatic flying fox in a way. But this is going to be a very interesting type of puzzle. So first things first, we have to drop Naya off here, because if we go any further, we're going to smack bang into a wall anyways. Let's set Naya up, so when Naya finally comes along, he can jump up, like so. And then now, this is where the symbiotic partnership and the telepathy of the two brothers come in. So we're going to open up this, and that'll allow Naya to go through. Now Naya has to be up there, working those gains at the moment. You got to be pretty strong to do that. You got to admit that. So come down here, and now Naya comes along, and he's going to do all the hard work while his brother's down there just chilling, waiting for the next chain to come along. So he jumps on there, he goes on through. They're going to close behind him. So he's running along the chains there. Naya's going to jump across that platform there. And continuing on with that symbiotic relationship, we now got Naya finally doing some hard work, because Naya actually cannot progress any further without Naya's help. So he's on the chain waiting, and without even saying anything, their relationship continues on. Naya is going to continue along to open up this, and that didn't even respond. I mean, he went towards the chain, but unfortunately did not grab. So let's try that again. Alright. Naya working very hard there. And with that, Naya is going to fly through these gates. But now there's a question of how in the world are we going to reunite these brothers? Well, that's easy. When Naya finally makes his way over, we'll get him to do a little bit of hard work. We're going to have to get him to pull this, which brings a chain over. Naya grabs onto that, and we just push that right over here, thus reuniting the two loving brothers. Down he goes. Sweet. And that is one of the many puzzles you will get with the two brothers where they actually are separated. And as I said, that telepathy comes along, because normally when it comes to like real life type of situations like that, you'd have one partner going, "Oi, flick that lever for me, mate." And then the other one's like, "Aye, aye, Captain." And then they do the lever, and then the other person will then scream out, "Oi, stop with that leather and pull that leather, or wind that leather," or whatever. And then he'd be like, "Aye, aye, Captain," and start running like a madman over to that leather and just continuing on. And the whole cave would probably hear the two of you rattling on about pulling that lever, and then pushing that instead, or coming up and grabbing that. You know, the shenanigans would be real at that point. Anyways, we're now moving along to a climbing section. Again, you would not see me doing this in a million years. Alright, we're still going along here, and yep, and if you do come across to a point too where it's like an automatic, and the brothers will automatically drop off the lever as well, or off that ledge. And now you get a chance to see whereabouts you came from as a way of reflecting. And I love too how Naya did not sit down. So yeah, down there you can see a couple of trolls mining away at their rocks down there. Couple of like minecart areas, sections down there that we actually would not have seen throughout, you know, normal means of perspective while we're actually going through this area. It is, as I said, it's very nice being able to sit at these seats to both reflect on the journey that has happened so far, but also get a chance to see what we could not see normally, unless of course we rotated the camera. But who's time to do that naturally? The game gives you a chance to actually have a look at what you may have missed. Up we go. Continuing on with more climbing. Now seriously, how strong do you think these boys have to be able to do a lot of this? I have, like, I can barely do one chin-up these days. I used to be able to do a lot of chin-ups back in the day, but I've lost a lot of strength because now what I do these days is I edit videos or spend a lot of my time in front of a computer. Whereas back in my high school days, I used to do a lot of exercise. Why did that happen? Apparently I glitched out into a wall and it counted as I died. Lovely. Let's try that again, but without the out of bounds, thank you. That would be much appreciated. That's the first time I've seen that, by the way. And I did that bloody perfectly at first. Alright, jump along, jump along. So Naya made it over, like Naya made it over just fine. Nope, apparently it wants me to grab that ledge, otherwise I just clip out of bounds. Interesting. Alright, third time's a charm. We'll definitely make it this time because I know why I'm clipping out of bounds. I generally don't know why that's happening. I definitely don't remember that on the PC port. Nevertheless, let's just do what the game wants me to do. There's no point fighting the program because if the game don't want me to do it, then I'm at will to the game. Alright, so Nai definitely made it across. Yep, because if for some odd reason Naya wants to grab onto that and he ain't taking no for an answer. Alright, time to take a Firefox down, but at first I gotta push forward for some odd reason. Alright, here we go! I mean, this would be hell fun! I mean, flying foxes in general are just fun. I mean, I actually remember a story that my dad told me where it was like nighttime or something like that, and there used to be a firefox, a flying. Why do I keep saying firefox? I have Firefox browser on my mind or something like that. Anyways, there was a flying fox at a park, and he was around at nighttime with no one around, and he's like, "Ooh, no one's around. Well, I'm gonna be taking a ride on this beauty," which is funny because I think I did a very similar thing. Must run in this in our family where if there's no one around, we'll do things. Very childish things or things that, you know, a lot of people wouldn't accept an adult to do. But anyways, now we've got a bit of a somber turn where we've got a trapped troll. A very sad troll. She don't look too happy, so if we were to try and use this leather, it's not going to open up because she's locked because some cruel brute decided to lock her up. For what reason? We do not know. But seriously though, why would you lock up such an innocent looking troll? I mean, it looks like she wouldn't even hurt a fly. The only reason why I could think of is because some brute is jealous of her beauty. Or tried to ask her out, got rejected, and then therefore the troll just locked her up. Oh, what? I dropped the key. Why'd I drop the key? Pick it up, Naya. Thank you. Now, carefully tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe. Don't step on the bones because I think we're dead if we do that. Alright, now we've got to squeeze through here. And with key in hand, we can now... Where is the keyhole? Open up the cage. And send Naya back up here. And we can now free the poor innocent troll from her captivity. Yay! We freed the troll! Oh, look how cute. She looked kind of injured too. She was holding her ribs. And the only time you hold your ribs is when, like, you've got broken ribs or you've just got a bad cramp there. But that's the worst when you got cramps there.
Hey,
yeah, now Naya just being really naive. He's gonna scream out asking where she's going, and that's going to, yeah, attract the guard. Alright, first things first though, I need to have Naya come up here to the lever, and I've also got to control both the boys while I correct where Naya is. Alright, now we're going to open the cage. Now we're going to get the troll's attention now. Oi, boo boy! You smell and you're ugly. Come here. While he's in there, lock him up. How do you like that now? Eh? Trapping innocent trolls in cages. Karma comes to those who deserve it the most, and it tends to be the bad people. And yeah, the reason why that troll ran off was because she was actually trying to find a chain for us to escape. It wasn't because she was going to desert us, even though that's what it kind of looked like at first. But no, she was actually trying to find a way of getting us out of here. Right, let's follow the kind-hearted troll because she's probably the most friendliest thing we're going to find in these mines. Oh wait, we kind of can't at the moment because we need to you know, operate this. So the puzzles, we know we got to repay her somehow. We did save her and everything, so you'd think it'd be the other way around, but, you know, as I said, she kind of looks a little bit injured, so I don't mind doing this. Alright, so now we just got to push this way, because there's a gap there we have to slot her in between, because, you know, being injured and all, I don't think she'd be able to jump or anything. So we're going to gently place her there, and she's going to walk off. But now the problem is, though, how are we going to get over there? We can't exactly jump that big gap, can we? I mean, you know, if we put enough might and magic into it, maybe, but, you know, we're not superhumans, so we're going to place this platform there. And up we go, and we can follow the friendly troll and see where she leads us, hopefully out of these caves. That would be much appreciated. And yeah, I think that's where we're headed, is out of the caves. So through here, she's going to follow us. And she's also going to close the gate behind us too, just in case we were followed, which I don't think we were. Oh! Hey, it's our friendly friend from before! Oh! Are they best friends, or are they much more than friends? Oh, how touching is that in the gloomy depths of dark. Never mind what I was just about to say there. All good things unfortunately come to an end very quickly. Dare I say? And unfortunately, yeah, he's a savage brute. I generally don't think there would be much for the big friendly guy to do. And plus, I think he'd be too passive to do anything too. Ouch! Well, he attacked the chain, but at the same time he attacked me, so I'm a little bit dead. Right, let's try that again. I want him to run. I was meant to stay there, so unfortunately I missed. Alright, so what you gotta do is get his attention with interact, and he'll start charging, and he'll go straight into the chain. So the cutscene kind of revealed what you had to do. So yeah, he's a bit of a cranky boy now. Well, that's his name now. It's Cranky. You know, not Cranky Kong or anything like that. It's just Cranky. Cranky Troll. Whoa, 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 whoa! Big boy, slow down. Alright, now that the chains are all broken, that can go down. If we'll try to interact with that lever before, that centerpiece will not come down. But, yeah, he's a bit of a stubborn one. He won't die easily. So if we hold down and interact, he ain't going down. So now we've got the two brothers here. We do with both. Oh, that didn't work because I'm an idiot. There we go. He went down. Ta-da! Cranky has been cranked. I wonder if that would work. Cranky has been cranked. Well, there wasn't really a crank around, was there? Or was there? Could we call that lever a crank? I'll leave that up to you guys. But no, we've got a very happy reunion here with the two love trolls. I was going to say love birds, but they're actually trolls. Oh, they're even holding hands, my poor heart. Perfect contrast between the dark and gloomy caves and that awesome, very humble scene going on there. That's perfect. And we even have a beautiful atmosphere going on out here as well. But with that happy note, that is the end of this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And next episode, I do highly recommend strapping yourselves down because these happy tones, unfortunately, do not continue for much longer. That is your warning. But until then, make sure to stay beautiful, like these two love trolls here. And this is Lady KrimZen saying ciao for now, but not forever. Ciao!